So you've done the hard work of saving into an annuity, which is fantastic. But now comes the million-dollar question. And sometimes it literally is. When is the right time to start taking that money out? That's exactly what we're going to break down today. All right, let's dive in. Here's our roadmap. First, we'll hit that big question head on. Then we'll get into the different kinds of annuities and how they actually pay you. We'll talk about how to sidestep some costly penalties, and then, this is the good part, we'll reveal the incredible power of just waiting. After that, we'll look at your withdrawal options and wrap it all up with a clear guide to help you decide on your next steps. Deciding when to turn on that income stream from your annuity is, without a doubt, one of the most important decisions you'll make for your financial future. It's a big deal, but don't worry, once you have the right info, it gets a whole lot easier. So let's just put the question right out there. You have this asset, this annuity you've been funding, but when do you flip the switch? The answer can literally change how much money you get for the rest of your life. Okay, so before we can really answer when, we have to understand the what. See, at a really high level, annuities fall into two main buckets. Knowing which one you're dealing with is absolutely step one. This slide really breaks down that first big choice. On the left, you've got immediate annuities. Think of these as the income now option. You give the insurance company a lump sum and boom, they start sending you guaranteed checks right away. Then on the right, you have deferred annuities. This is more of a long game. Your money grows, tax deferred, and you get to decide when to turn on the income, which could be years down the road. Now, within that deferred world, there are a few different ways your money can grow. A fixed annuity is kind of like a CD. It pays a guaranteed interest rate. A fixed index annuity is tied to something like the S&P 500, but, and this is key, with no downside risk. A variable annuity lets you invest right in the market, which means more growth potential, but also more risk. But the one we're really going to zone in on is that last one, the GLWB. It stands for Guaranteed Lifetime Withdrawal Benefit, and trust me, it is a total game changer for creating retirement income. You'll see why in a minute. So we know the types. Now let's talk about the rules of the road, because no matter what kind of annuity you have, there are some important guidelines you have to follow. Getting these right is key to protecting your money. First thing you need to burn into your brain is this number, 59 and a half. Just think of it as the magic age according to the IRS. In most cases, it's the earliest you can start pulling money out of your annuity without them hitting you with a penalty. And what happens if you take money out before you hit that magic age? Well, the IRS will usually slap on a 10% penalty, and that's on top of the regular income taxes you'll already owe. That can be a pretty painful bite out of your savings. But hey, it's not just the IRS you need to think about. The insurance company has rules too. Most annuities have something called a surrender period, and if you take out a big chunk of money too early in the contract, you could get hit with some hefty surrender charges. And just one more rule to keep on your radar, if your annuity is inside a retirement account like an IRA or 401k, the government eventually wants to get its tax money, so they require you to start taking distributions known as RMDs by the time you turn 73. Okay, we've gone through the rules, we've gone through the types. Now we get to what I think is the most powerful part of this whole explainer. This is the single biggest thing you can do to get the absolute most income from your annuity. This quote just nails it. We always focus on our age when we think about retirement, right? But with annuities, especially the ones with that GLWB we talked about, the more important thing is how long you wait, the time between when you put your money in and when you start taking it out. So here's the secret sauce, the income base. Now listen close, because this is super important. This is not your actual account balance. Think of it as a separate, kind of phantom number that the insurance company uses only to figure out your future lifetime paycheck. And the magic here is that this income base is guaranteed to grow every single year you wait, often at a great rate, no matter what the market is doing. The bigger it gets, the bigger your future paycheck for life. Nothing makes this clearer than just looking at the numbers. Check out this table. We've got two people, both put in $1 million, and both start taking income at age 60. The person in that top row starts their income right away, and they get a solid $70,950 a year for life. Not bad. But now look at the person in the bottom row. They bought their annuity at age 40 and waited 20 years before turning on the income at age 60. And this bar chart shows you the jaw-dropping results. By waiting 20 years, that income base had 2 decades to grow and grow. The result? They get almost 3 times more annual income for the rest of their life from the exact same amount of money. That, my friends, is the power of waiting.
Okay, so you get the incredible power of when to start. Let's really quickly look at how you can actually take your money out. You've got a few different options here.
Think of these as different tools in your financial toolkit. You can usually take out a small amount each year, like up to 10% with no penalties. You can turn on that powerful GLWB for a flexible, guaranteed income stream that you can't outlive. You can also annuitize, which is where you trade your account value for the highest possible paycheck. But just know, that decision is permanent. Or if you're over 73, you might just take your RMDs. The best tool really just depends on your goals.
All right, so how do you pull all this info together to make the right call for your own situation? Let's make it easy with a simple little checklist.
This pretty much sums it up. On the left side, it might be time to start taking income if you're over 59 and a half, you actually need the money to live on, and you're past any surrender period. But over on the right, you've got some really powerful reasons to wait. Maybe you want to avoid those surrender charges, or maybe you want to let that income base grow to get a much bigger paycheck later on. Or maybe you're just still working and you don't need the money yet.
When it all boils down, this is the main takeaway. Getting this one decision right, the timing of when you start your annuity income, can mean the difference between paying needless penalties and maximizing your guaranteed income for the rest of your life. Of course, everybody's situation is unique. Your decision really depends on your specific goals. Here at the Annuity Expert, our job is to help you navigate these choices. If you'd like to get some personalized comparisons and quotes to see what makes sense for you, please just reach out to us. Our services are always completely free, and there's never any obligation. Don't leave your retirement up to guesswork. Let an expert help you plan with confidence.